Hey, y'all, it's your girl Tam, your favorite travel bestie. I am here today because I wanted to talk about my first 2 days here in Atlanta at the InvestFest. Now, it has not concluded as of yet. It actually concludes tomorrow evening, and I will be here until tomorrow evening. But there has been so much going on these first couple days that I didn't want to miss anything, and I didn't want to try to recap tomorrow while I'm in the airport. So I figured I will go ahead and just do it right now. So first of all, InvestFest altogether has been a complete vibe. So you get these, whether you're general admission VIP, they also got some additional VIPs as well, but you get these little wristbands upon registration, which is cool. You need to keep them on though the whole time. Now, you can try to adjust these. Don't make them too tight because for me, I was able to take it on and off because I did not want to have these soaking wet after being in the shower or washing my face or whatever. So I put it on there just enough to where I could wiggle it off and wiggle it back on. But again, as I digress, it has been a freaking whole vibe. So at first I was complaining a little bit, and then I had to check myself real quick because I was like, first of all, I've never put a huge event on like this. So I can only imagine all of the lessons learned that have been established just in the first day. But I'm going to be honest with you, I really don't think that they realized that InvestFest was going to have so many numbers. And when I say numbers, people came out. They said 25,000 people registered and attended. And it was down here at the Georgia World Convention Center or something like that. I can't think exactly where it's at, but that's what it's called. Georgia World Convention Center, Georgia World Area Center, something like that. But anyway, so if you do not know anything about InvestFest or have not heard of Earn Your Leisure, there are two individuals by the name of Troy Millens as well as Rashad Bilal, and they have this podcast called Earn Your Leisure. It has been at least, I think, 5 to 7 years. They started putting on this InvestFest 5 years ago because this year made the fifth year. And they just started bringing a bunch of people who were billionaires or they were just extremely successful entrepreneurs and bringing them all in one room and saying, hey, show everybody else how you do what you've done. And I just started recently following them probably about a year ago, but heavy, maybe about 3 to 6 months ago. When I first heard about InvestFest, I was like, oh, cool. Had been talking about it a little bit with another group that I'm in. We were all going to come together. We were all going to go. Unfortunately, everyone was not able to go. So I'm here to pretty much provide my experience. So I went on a whole long tangent because I wanted to explain to y'all it was a whole vibe. It was some things that they logistically need to get better. And again, that was only because I don't think they was really expecting 25,000 registered and attended folks to show up. But baby, it did what it was supposed to do. So let me go ahead and progress on with my whole video. So it was a whole vibe. It was a bunch of networking. What I really loved in the room was not just the people that were on the stage giving us future entrepreneurs a lot of information. We were establishing collaboration just amongst the people who were sitting next to each other. So I met a lot of people. I gave out a lot of business cards. I was able to network a lot. So I feel like all the vibe, but just not just the networking, but the collaboration that we all were able to establish while we were here together in one room, baby, it was everything. So first day, was just trying to figure out everything, right? Got my book. So like I told you, Rashad Bilal and Troy Millers, they actually created a book called You Deserve to Be Rich. This is not sponsored by him. This ain't sponsored by them. And this ain't sponsored by Earn Your Leisure. However, I do want to say that I had been wanting to purchase their book, and this was the most appropriate time because they were going to be in the room. And yes, your girl got signature. Now, granted, that was a whole little situation within itself to get my signatures, but either way, I got my signature, super excited. I will also pop up a picture like here that I was able to get with Troy. Rashad was being loved on around the vendor marketplace, so I didn't actually get a picture with both of them, but I did at least get a picture with Troy, so it's all good. It is what it is. But so the main point of me bringing this up about you deserve to be rich, getting the picture with Troy, also at least being within arm's distance of Rashad, is because being in these types of rooms with these type of people who have resources and connections with other people that can establish and help create either legacy, wealth, or just any type of additional information that we generally don't get from whatever news outlet you may watch, whatever internet type of places that you go look for your news or commentary or whatever. They were able to bring that. And that's what I actually loved about it, because I was able to gain insight and access to new people and new things that I don't think I ever would have imagined. There was so many gems. So day one, got my book signed. Went through a lot of workshops yesterday. There was a couple workshops that I did want to attend that I was not able to get access to. So that is going to be a feedback of mine. So anyone who was there, please make sure you put your comments below on what was your experience with that auditorium, that I think it was C101 auditorium. Were you able to get in? Did you have any issues? So let me explain a little bit about what I'm talking about too. Is that BlackRock, and there was also an AI class that was being offered. So unfortunately, the room was this big compared to how many people actually wanted to gain access to the room. And it was a lot of people. So it was kept closing up at capacity. Honey, you would have thought it was Beyonce or something in that room. So it was like by the time you tried to get up there, they was up, gotta close, there's too many people. So even I heard that the lady who was giving the class or the workshop, she was like, what's going on out there? She didn't even know what was going on out there, because it was truly, everybody was trying to get in there. So I guess feedback for EYL or Rashad and Troy is that they probably need to make sure that BlackRock specifically, or anything that's pertaining to AI, has a bigger stage versus just a little auditorium. So that's one of my only, I ain't gonna say nitpicks, but that was my only real feedback that I had. So that was that. And then we also had, the rest of the day was great. It was all kinds of people. Matter of fact, let me just double check, because I want to make sure I'm giving y'all the right information. So yesterday, I got my little notes over here. So yesterday was, and see, and this is why I should do a recap daily, because I be forgetting. Let's see. Oh, so I want to talk about the BIP yet. So Cheryl McKissick, she was actually there. I missed her fireside chat. But what I do know about her is that she has a book that just got published by Charlemagne the God. If you've never heard of him, he is a a podcaster who actually has his own publication company as well. He's on, why am I having drawing a blank? The Breakfast Club. Golly. So he is one of the hosts from The Breakfast Club, and he published Cheryl McKissick's book. And pretty much what she was sharing in her story is about how her family has a whole legacy of building things here in the United States. And so it just go into detail about her family's journey and their legacy and how they have been able to manage that. So unfortunately, I missed that because I was standing in the line trying to get my book signed. I'm not going to keep harping on that. Let me see what I did get to. Oh, yeah. They had a wonderful conversation about Bitcoin. I thought it was really interesting because, like, hear a lot about Bitcoin, but I still kind of feel like I really don't understand it. And why I say I don't really understand it is because how is something that is limited of value? So from what I hear, that Bitcoin is worth like, but if it's only worth $21 million, how is it that a lot of more people can still try to invest in something that is limited? Like, where is benefit in the value that you get when there's something that's limited? And I'm trying to understand the whole being able to use it as an investment piece. Can you use it for like monetary value? I don't know. I just need somebody to break it all the way down to me. And then I met some guy today and he was like, why don't you just ask Chat GPT to just break it all the way down as if you're a fifth grader? I was like, okay, good point. I could do that. No biggie. So I think I'm gonna do that. But anyway, they had a wonderful about, and a gentleman talked about, let me see, what was his name? I think his name Block, and he talked his input with Bitcoin and his whole journey and how he even got into Bitcoin, and it has been working for him. So I mean, really good. Let me see what else. Of course, we had the book signing that I talked about. So business. I don't know if you know Shaquana Brooks, but she also has her own tax called Brooks Alliance. I actually her service for the first time this year. I started not to because I was like, I don't like that. How do I know she gonna help me out? Anyway, long story short, she helped your girl out. It's been a while since we've been able to get a refund, and baby, we got us a refund. So it was exciting. She kind of gave us like breakdown about and things like that, and how important it was to understand and do like a tax plan, and for that. So I got all my gems and my gold nuggets for what I need to do this year in order to prepare myself for next tax season, and because of her help. So she had a little segment, like a workshop. She was able to provide a lot of gems as per usual. But again, I was in line waiting on that book signing. I I digress. Let me see. And then they talked about financial estate planning yesterday, how to monetize social media. That was so in the vendor marketplace, which is where like all the come out and they do their little, tables, and they have their advertisements and their products or services or whatever it is they provide. They have those out at the vendor marketplace. Well, right in the middle of vendor marketplace was like this huge, and this girl, she comes up. I'm saying girl, let me be accurate. What was her name? Her name was Seven Buffins. She's a social media strategist, creative director, and brand mentor. Super dope. She gave us a lot of gems on how to monetize on social. Let's see. She practical ways to be able to take a lot of things that we do, and as far as like how we, pictures, and how to turn that content over into income. She also talked about like chat gpt, to be able to prompt the chat gpt in order to help you out with certain, things when it comes to social media content and managing that content. Super duper super phenomenal, informational. Again, she ain't me no money for this. She's not anything, but I did think her stuff was pretty dope. So after a lot of the workshops, because I mean they all these types of workshops, some are different auditoriums, different exhibit halls, I guess if you can say, and then the vendor marketplace, they had some stuff out there, but VIP. So VIP had its own like offsite, the Georgia World Center. And that was pretty dope too, because, from got some more intimate gems from what is his name? She did Slutty Vegan. Can't I'm having like a brain I really having a brain fart. But she was the one that was the owner of Slutty Vegan. Is it Pinky Co? I think it's Pinky Co. Sorry, y'all. Let me double check, because I don't want to be out here messing nobody's name up. Because I would hate if it was somebody messing my name up, which people do quite frequent. Yeah, Pinky Co. Okay, I knew what I was talking about. So yeah, about branding, business, and breaking barriers. And for anyone who knows her story with Slutty Vegan right now, she definitely has a story, and she gave a hot gem. I will make sure to add it to my short, and I will also add it to, no, not my short. It's going to be on my Instagram or my TikTok. So make sure y'all go follow one. So that's at Tam Takes and Travels. Um, so yeah, I had got to see Kev on stage last night. We had a little comedy show with Carlos Miller. He was phenomenal. Like, I hadn't seen him before, but he was great. And then we also had a little bit of a concert. We had Keisha Cole come up in the building. I'll make sure to put like some little, snippets. That's if I can. Hoping I don't get hit with copyright. So if I do, I ain't gonna be able to include it. Okay, so day one. And then day two. Day two at the InvestFest was absolutely amazing as well. So after recapped and did everything in VIP, like I said, it is VIP. You had to have been there in order to really understand the vibe and the flow, but I will try to make sure to incorporate some kind of like just some things that I was able to experience while I was there. But for the most part, if you know you got to be in the room, go get in rooms. Make sure you connect and network with people who you would never would thought or imagine, because you never know who's in those rooms. And let me tell you, it was some millionaires in the rooms. Some for real ones, not them social media people that you just met like 5 minutes ago and all of a sudden now they got like a million or whatever. No. About real life millionaires, people that you ain't even heard of or know. So make sure you in them rooms. So day 2, that was today. Oh my God, absolutely amazing. So actually today is where I actually got my book signed by Troy. Even though I waited in that long line yesterday to get my book signed, but today I actually got it signed. And it actually started out with a phenomenal AI workshop. Oh my gosh, by Alicia Little. She is thebomb.com. She went over some very practical ways that we could utilize AI for our business. So for any entrepreneur that is out there, make sure you go out and you do everything in your power to not just, don't get me wrong, I understand AI can be a concern for some people, but for me, I feel like this, you have to start embracing certain things. Don't always about making things a little easier. I'm not saying use ChatGPT in contrary to other people's belief that you can't use ChatGPT and think for yourself. So make sure that you use ChatGPT in addition to you being able to critically think for yourself. I use it as a mechanism to help me get to things faster. Not to think for me, not to respond for me, just to give me a quick like outline of things I need to talk about. Like for today's video, that's exactly what I did. Hey, give me an outline of some things I need to talk about for the game plan that I came up with for InvestFest. And I did come up with a game plan because I did not want to be trying to go all over the place. Had no type of plan for my while I was here. I wanted it to be a very productive one. I guess I probably should have started with that. I wanted it to be a really productive plan for all the things that they had to offer here. So I made sure that I was in the right rooms at the right time, learning the right things, because I definitely planned on having some practical ways to be able to leave here and Monday morning, go and apply everything I learned into my business. First thing Monday morning. So that's what this AI class gave to us. And she was absolutely phenomenal. She actually has an AI summit, I think, coming up in September. So again, this is not sponsored. This should just be giving you the content that I paid to be in the room for. I'm just giving it to you. So go make sure you go sign up. It's for very and out there, find her on Instagram. I should probably on Facebook too. did want to get this book because I mean, ones that were throwing the whole InvestFest. So, of course, I had to get their stuff. Let's see. They talked about investing in Africa. Oh my gosh. Absolutely amazing opportunity. So, yeah. I don't want to talk too much about that because it really you'll see. We also about the blueprint of empire building. So it was Tabitha Brown, Fawn Weaver. Let me see who else. Valerie, and I'm gonna mess up her name. I think it's Obeys. Absolutely phenomenal workshop. Of course, you know Fawn. In case you don't know, she is the owner of a whiskey, and I think she's like some court right now. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. She's going through some court situations right now. So she talked about her current situation, her obstacles, and some ways that she is moving past that. Miss Tabitha Brown is also in the same situation. She is I guess, YouTuber, I'm not even sure exactly what her title is, like a social personality. I don't know. But anyway, we all love Auntie Tab, right? And she talked about her struggle or her current situation that she's going through, and with her Target contract and things of that nature, and how she plan on moving forward with her businesses, and how she's dealing with the legacy and the wealth, and how to continue with her businesses although she is coming through this particular obstacle. So I think it was a workshop full of wonderful practical ways to be able to assist all of us that was in the room. I mean, absolutely. They also talked about managing business empowers. The billionaire of Square, his name was Jack Dorsey. He was on the stage, Troy, Rashad, as well as Ian, which all from the Earn Your Leisure, as well as the InvestFest. They were all there. They were the hosts. They talked through a lot of things with Jack Dorsey. He talked about Bitcoin. He talked about him being an entrepreneur. He talked about some ways, that entrepreneurs need to be better and do better, and just gave us some really good strategic ways. Now, he was online, so it made it a little bit difficult to hear him, and I was towards the front of the room, so I can only imagine what the people in the back of the room were experiencing. However, it was still a great workshop. It was still a great opportunity to be in the room to hear from Jack Dorsey. But at the same time, he is also going through some things with the United States government. And so, again, these are entrepreneurs who are trying to make leadway for other entrepreneurs by explaining to us what their current situations are, their struggles, and how they are moving past that, and what they're doing to overcome that. And so I think it's important that we understand that as entrepreneurs or future entrepreneurs, that we are doing all we can to help each other. We're collaborating with one another. I am sharing my story so that if you have an issue, that you be like, you know what? I know Tam had that same issue, and I know at least who I can go, and or I know that she's gonna be able to help me get through it. You know what I'm saying? Type situation. So amazing. Again, amazing workshop. After we Jack Dorsey, they talked about investing in crypto, which I ended up catching the end of it because I was still in the other workshop. So unfortunately, I missed the most of it. But because I was VIP, I am going to get recordings of these videos after, the invest over. So I'm super excited about it. So I'll be able to watch it at a later date. To rave the stage. I mean, always that woman is beautiful. I mean, I'm just a beautiful smile, just skin, everything about it, just beautiful. So she got up there and she really talked about being a creative, and talked about and how sometimes it impacts creators, and again with her kind of disposition, she is who she is. Gave us her, as she can only give us her. Absolutely enjoyed her whole workshop and her whole discussion piece. It was a shout out to Issa Rae. And then we had Charlamagne the God from the Breakfast Club. We had Steve. I thought this was interesting because Steve Harvey was supposed to interview Charlamagne, and I thought to myself, now, how that gonna work? Cause Unc been out here for a minute, and cause Charlamagne even gave him his flowers. He was like, I don't know how in the world they thought you was gonna interview me. He was like, nah, But anyway, a really great conversation. Steve gave us a lot of great nuggets from just being, older and in the industry, and how us entrepreneurs, especially those who were in the room who look like me, how we need to get together and we need to be better and do better and collaborate. That was pretty much the theme at this point of the whole of thus far is learn how to collaborate with one another. We need to start working more together. So absolutely phenomenal. Charlemagne, I mean, you can't love the crazy guy. He is absolutely crazy. But I do love his spirit, his authenticity, just everything about it. Dark skin. So yeah, what up, Charlemagne? Let you girl. Okay. And Hollywood 19 Keys. Now, at first I was thinking like, I came into 19 Keys because he too deep. But baby, today he gave us the word, everything that we needed to hear. We got everything that we needed. And it was phenomenal. For me, it gave me that added understanding about why we were in the room, why people like me were in the room, what we need to do to be better, how we need to come together. And it was, again, the whole thing was about collaboration, but that high level conversation right there was definitely needed. I mean, when I didn't budge, like I barely was water because I didn't even want to have to get up and go to the bathroom. Like I would take little sips, like just so I have enough. But baby, I felt like I didn't want to miss nothing tonight. Like I had already prepared to be sitting in that room for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours straight, because that was just how great the speakers were and the topics and the discussion was. I mean, amazing. I'll tell you, them rooms in that dang on center was cold. I'm sitting here right now, y'all, with a heated blanket because I've been cold all day. I mean, all day. Wait to get myself in that bed over there and wrap up real tight like this under this heated blanket because I'm still cold. I am freezing cold. Anyway, I don't digress. My bad, y'all. All right, so after 19 Keys, we get my favorite folk, y'all, Lamb Podcast. So if you ain't never heard of them, go on out there to go find Native Land Pod. This is Andrew, Tiffany Cross, and Brian. And let me tell you something. They always use "Welcome Home" as like their. So I think they heard me say "Welcome Home" when she came out. She was like, "Oh, we got a fan in the house." She must have heard me because I truly, truly, truly love. They are so inspiring. Um, and they're folks a real version of politics, like breaking it down, simplify. If you're looking for politics and a more relatable way to understand politics, please go today. They probably stream on all the other places where podcasts stream. So please make sure you go there. Also, in addition to Native Land Pod, also Pastor Jamal Bryant, and he got on there doing what he do best. He talked the Target situation and how the churches, especially black churches, could be better and do better, and how we all need to collaborate together because if we don't, we're going to end up failing. So we don't have no choice but to come together because time's about to get hard, baby. And yeah, they was dropping them gems and telling the truth. So again, amazing. And then after, let me see. Oh, after that I left. So anyway, that was my 2 days of InvestFest. Absolutely amazing. I know I got on here and probably said and ah and times. I just had to be able to give that recap for the first because it was so much and I was like, I'm gonna end up forgetting if I don't say it right now. So I wanted to make sure that I gave y'all for the first 2 days. Tomorrow is the last day, it concludes. However, in the morning, I'm gonna be doing a volunteer opportunity. So I won't get to experience some things in the morning, but that's okay because I am trying to be there for the end of the day. Now, my flight don't take off until like 10 o'clock tomorrow evening. It means we'll be leaving here at like 6:30 to make sure I'm at the airport in time because, when you dealing with bigger airports, honey, you better be there at least 2 hours early. So, because I can't do what I do when I'm at home. So, I definitely need to be there like at least 2 hours and be prepared for traffic and stuff. So, I got to leave at 6:30, but I want to catch who's going to be dropping gems. You know what, matter of fact, let me just make sure while I'm talking about my time, I'm going to be able to see him with no problems before I got to hit the Uber. Let's see. Okay, bet. I'm going to be able to catch, and Magic Johnson going to be there tomorrow, and Ian going to be there at 5:30. So after Ian talks, I'm going to have to roll out, which I really wanted to be there for the AI enhanced writing. Nikki Saunders, if y'all don't know nothing about her, y'all go make sure, go check her out on YouTube. She is thebomb.com, honey. She be giving all the gems about the AI stuff too. But I really want to catch her, but unfortunately I'm gonna have to miss her because I'm gonna have to go take myself to the, I'm gonna have to go be at the airport. But Ian is gonna be my last be able to do tomorrow. So super duper excited because honey, that's what I came here for too. So I'll probably end up joining his, he got an investing group or something. I think it's called Red Panda. I could be totally wrong. It might be called Blue Panda or it might be Red Bear. I don't know. But y'all, anyway, it's one of them. And definitely looking forward to some more information from him on that with his mean self. Don't tell him I said that. So thank y'all for letting me do my 2 day, 1 to 2 recap for InvestFest. Like I told y'all, I'm on an informational overload these last 2 days, but I got some wonderful things to unpack and be able to put into my business and catch my video. It's gonna be same day, same day, but I have another video about some things that I'm doing to rebrand that I am going to be utilizing from all the practical information that I received at this InvestFest and how I'm going to be moving that over into my business starting on Monday. So y'all catch out my next video. Again, this is your girl Tam. If you are new here, I appreciate you for clicking on my, and if you are not new here, thank you guys for sticking around as per usual. And y'all make sure to share this with any of y'all, y'all people. Make sure like, y'all comment, and please subscribe. Also, please make sure to keep, just y'all, just sure keep supporting me. Y'all, I'm trying to do a lot of things, and y'all about to see y'all what I've been doing, and y'all gonna be like, oh, okay, now we see been kind of quiet. So I'm back here, and y'all just stay with, all right? So y'all have a great night, and see you on the flight. Bye.